Okay gang, so we've just arrived at the Boston car park. We've got a magnificent view of the so-called Boston Stump, which is St Botolph's church. And as you can see, there's a very Flemish look to the church, because this part of Lincolnshire has historic links with Holland and the Netherlands in general, so you'll often see a lot of Flemish style buildings, little houses with curly gables and so on. It's a really beautiful church. So this is the outskirts of historic Boston. We just need to go into the town now and find the Cheers bar. So that's the main bridge into the town. We're on the footbridge at the moment. But you get this great view of the St Botolph's church. So we're just at the bottom of St Botolph's church, the famous Boston Stump, and there's some quite nice views across the river. There's an old house there, and if we swivel the camera around, that's the new footbridge, and there's a charming little old pub on the corner. Just at the foot of the church is a lovely Flemish style building here. It's on the corner of a little lane called Wormgate. So we've found the main entrance to the church, and I'm just going to go in. And it's a very spectacular space in here, very tall, like a German hall church. And if we look under the main central tower, there's a very spectacular height level there. Beautiful Gothic work. So we're sitting in the cafe now, which is right at the bottom of the main tower of the church. It makes you feel quite dizzy looking up at it actually. It's a very tall church tower.
Right.
I've just purchased a Lego piece which I'm going to put on the model of St Botolph's church. So here goes. And there's a second piece there. That's it. So we've just completed a small section. So this is how the section will fit together on the completed model. That's the plans there by the architect. There's some beautiful details in the building, including the little dog there that used to visit the church some years ago. Sadly he's no longer with us, but that's a model of him there. He used to sit outside the stonemason's hut at the foot of the church. There's some nice details in the back there, including the grand piano and the flowers outside the altar. Loving the Gothic detailing on the side of the model. And it's even got the little wooden pews inside the church, so it looks like it's minifig scale, this building, which is very impressive.
Right, so that's two.
Looks like the bishop's seats there.
These, which come on the top of the next layer, then
some nice little details outside the church, little wooden benches there.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 3.
Nice stained glass window at the side there. So this is the scary bit now, gang. We're going up a very steep circular staircase to the top of St Botolph's. I'll do that off camera and then show you when we get to the top. Some graffiti here from the 1600s. Well, that was a stair climb from hell, gang, but we're at the top now, so let's have a look at the view. So that's a nice view over Boston town, some of the old rooftops down there. And there's a view down the river there towards the open sea. So on this side of the church there's an interesting view of the old windmill over there. And I've just been told you can see Lincoln Cathedral on a clear day. I'm not sure which direction that is. So, having safely emerged from the 300 plus steps of the tower, I'm just going to show you around the beautiful Gothic church of St. Botolph's in Boston. Nicely painted ceiling there and a lovely window, although obviously it's Victorian because most medieval glass got destroyed in the UK during the Reformation and the Civil War. Some beautiful dark oak woodwork here in the choir stalls. Lovely carving there, and this magnificent screen at the back of the altar. It's very spectacular. So there's a very charming little square at the bottom of the church, and it's market day today, so we're going to have a look round the stalls. So we're just looking around the charming market square in the middle of Boston. Quite a few stalls today. You'll hear a lot of Polish and East European voices around here because apparently it's quite popular with the Polish migrants to Britain, so there's a lot of Polish shops as well, which is interesting for the food. It's a beautiful sunny day on this early September morning. And there's some very charming little pavement cafes in Boston. This could be any little European town really on this sunny day. And today we have a celebrity chef doing some seafood being filmed by a TV crew. Interesting ecclesiastical buildings just outside the church. I'm guessing that's the vicar's residence. So we've arrived at Gunby Hall, which is a lovely National Trust property just about 20 miles from Boston. So this is the back end of Gunby Hall, so to speak, with some very charming lawns and pleasure gardens at the back. We're having a bit of an Indian summer this September, so it's very warm today, 25 degrees. And all the gardens are still in full bloom, despite it being technically autumn. Just going to look through this gateway. Oh yes, there's a very charming vegetable and flower garden there. Roses are in full bloom at Gunby. And I can see some apples on carefully trained apple trees over in the distance. And after all that tourism visiting stately homes and churches and things, we've finally ended up at Mablethorpe on the east coast, and we're about to hit the beach. So it's 5 o'clock in the evening now, and the beach is still warm. People are sunbathing. There's some charming pavement cafes lining the beach. So it's pretty much like the south of France, except you tend not to get table service in the UK, unfortunately. And also, they won't be serving alcohol at these cafes. They'll only serve tea, coffee and food